the gentleman brings up the point I tried to make. This is a shot across the bow.
Yeah, but
all of these programs need to be reauthorized. We had to start somewhere.
Huh? Well, that's it. I mean, this shot across the bow goes right into the heart of the Endangered Species Act. So you're picking winners and losers. You could have picked any number of programs, but you like those. So, in fact, some of them you've increased. Funding for grazing subsidies, funding for oil and gas subsidies. But the Endangered Species Act, the poor species who are in danger of extinction, who can't speak up for themselves, they get targeted. They're the ones you want to make an example of. You know, not allowing listings or the designation of even the critical habitat that will protect endangered species doesn't change the fact that so many plant and animal species are at risk of extinction. There are 260 species that are in danger of extinction. But we're not going to protect them. The lack of critical habitat designations not only hurts those species at risk, but it leaves in limbo landowners and businesses that need decisions in order to make plans. We hear so much about uncertainty and how bad uncertainty is. This creates uncertainty. The twist of irony, the bill allows funding to be used to delist species or reclassify them from endangered to threatened, to delist them or downlist them, but no funds can be used for listings or to reclassify them from threatened to endangered. Even if they become endangered, we can't classify them as endangered. We can only downlist them. It's a one-way street to less protection. I, too, would like to see the Endangered Species Act authorized. Maybe we'll hear from the chairman of the authorizing committee why it's not being reauthorized. But this is not the way to deauthorize it. The fact is that, that this is legislation and appropriations bill, basically. I thought we was not supposed to be doing that. But we make these poor endangered species that are at risk of extinction bear the cost of Congress's failure to reauthorize the Endangered Species Act. Of course I support the Dix Amendment. Not only do we have 260 species at risk of extinction, but we don't even know the entire scope of species that whose very existence is at risk, and we don't know either the role they play in the ecology of our planet. There's so many species that we're only now learning. For example, many that catch insects or mosquitoes or whatever, that maintain the population of other species. I do believe that every species has some role to play in the sustainability of the ecology of this planet. We don't know necessarily what their role is, but I do think we have some idea that they're there for a purpose. And while they're there for a purpose, it seems to me we have a purpose, a responsibility of enabling that species to be sustained on this fragile planet. And to say that we can't perform our responsibility, that we can't act responsibly toward these species is irresponsible. It really is an embarrassment to this Congress. And so I very strongly support the Dix Amendment. I would hope that we would give species a break and get this language out of this bill. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.